Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Chill Like a Mother podcast. I'm Kayla Huzar, the host and mom guilt therapist. I am here pulling an episode out of the archives because I feel like on the brink of summer, we are all needing this message again, or this message has at least come up in a few places in my client sessions in the last couple of weeks. So I think about 2 years ago, I sat down with Anneke and Olivia from the Canadian Perinatal Mental Health Trainings group. And we had a really frank discussion about the modern pressures of parenting, including gentle parenting. And even if you didn't prescribe to that, or even if you do prescribe to that even now, this episode might be helpful in you preparing for summer, giving you permission to be yourself, take care of yourself, put some of those expectations and guilt down so that you can still be you and take care of you and still be present with your kids when and if you are able to be present with them, because the pressure of there are only 18 summers and I must make every moment magical is very real, especially for those of us in parts of the world, heralding from Canada here, where we can really have this narrative that we only have 8 weeks of summer and we must soak up all of the magic and we must create all of these magical moments. In this section of the episode, we talk a lot about the expectations on parents and how it can stifle some of our natural urges. And so if you've ever stumbled over your words when your kid wants a later bedtime or a this or that, or why do you have to work or whatever have you summer, this might be a helpful episode for you to be able to release some of that guilt from some of those experiences. So have a listen. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Do you mean because I'm kind to my children? Like, is that what this is? Are they lumped together that, like, if I'm kind to my children, that means I'm a gentle parent? Because that's not how it feels for me. But there's a piece that I think both of you were alluding to, are brought up for me in the relationality, which hopefully is like a long relationship we have with our kids around our distress when each other is distressed. And there's something that as my kids got older, because I have one adult child and one almost adult child, that felt really important to me around tolerating what happens when we disagree, when we are disconnected. And it does often feel like a lot of the, like, I need to co-regulate and soothe my child when they're younger is like, I actually just can't tolerate the distress of their distress. I need their distress to go away, which feels different than orienting to your children in a way that is like thoughtful and gentle. And because then you do get to like not show up always great and then repair. And I think I didn't realize that until we got to the teen years of how important, like the messages around communicating with my kids around like, we don't agree on that. I don't want you to do that. I don't like that. You have to start making decisions. Your own decisions. This is not safety things. And you're going to have to tolerate that. I don't like it. I would do it differently. And like, you are going to have to tolerate that. And we can do it. Because as you grow up, you're going to have to make more and more decisions on your own. And I may or may not like them. And you may or may not like my decisions. But how do we stay connected within that? Which also feels like a really important piece here.
Yes. The tolerating of the distress is something that I witness a lot in my clients. And once they are able to tolerate either their children's distress, their partner's distress, or their own distress, the pressure to gentle parenting sometimes just like fades away. Because I think one of the gentle parenting TM tactics is that you must always be regulated. And your children must always be regulated for you to be doing well, right? When in reality, regulation is the ebb and flow between states of regulation and arousal and stress and all of that. And your life is supposed to feel like this. Because if you're just like this in straight baseline all of the time, nobody ever gets upset, nobody ever is distressed, we always talk like this and everything is okay. That is masking. Like, that's not actually feeling the real emotion that's right in front of you.
And it's not saving our lives, right? Like when your mother-in-law comes at the door or says, I'm there in 15 minutes. Like you need to feel this stress in order to clean your house better than you could do in 20 hours, and suddenly you can do it in 15 minutes. It's literally saving. We need to be dysregulated because, we
Yes.
can pull our kids from the streets when a car is coming. If we're just like, you don't have that adrenaline rush. Literally, we need it. It keeps us safe. But I think we're so scared. We're so scared to feel feelings because it's constantly labeled. It's constantly said, oh, yeah, but this is how much. And only then, and only when your girlfriends, you can, you can have like laughter and like peeing your pants kind of fun, and not around your kids because they're not going to really see you as the adult who is in charge and who can kind of like coach you through life. And like Olivia said, there's some really important things there, as in good tools for people, good ideas to work around, but you have to make it your own. It has to make sense to you, and you don't have to do follow the handbook from A to Z. You pick and choose. If it feels to you, let it go. It's not for you. If the language doesn't align, change it up. There's a lot to be said to curse in front of your kids because it's very good language, actually. There's a lot of research around cursing, and a gentle parent would probably not do that. Yeah, there's a lot of language. It's actually very rich language. They say there's a lot of, expression in that. And also for us, I just read like research that, all this anger that especially mothers or those who identify as mothers or not fathers, let's put it that way, we are living with a lot of anger that we're not showing, and it's actually aging us. So if we're constantly, of course, let's, make a fort in the bedroom right now because that's what you want to do. And I want to like expose you to all these different textures and tactile experiences. And I'm tired and I'm really fed up. Yeah, at 8. Yeah. Or you still have to work.
And I don't want to. But like I don't, there's a lot, I can't remember who speaks about this, but like finding ways to like connect into fun and play with children that like are actually fun and playful for you. I don't want to build a fort at all. Like everybody knows about my hatred of like imaginary play. I don't want to be a dog. I don't want to do that. The piece around authentically, like it's easy and authentic for me to connect in with you when we like, I don't know, when we are like playing board games together. Like that's it. When we read side by side on the couch, like that is like a meaningful way, and like talk about what we're reading. That's meaningful for me. I will often reference Donald Winnicott's book, The Good Enough Mother. There's just one line that I really like from that book, which is your kids want to get to know you,
Mm.
not the like you that you think you are supposed to be in parenting. They actually really want to get to know you. And in the same way, we can hold lots of people with complexity, like our partner, like partners, our loved ones, our friends. If right from the get go, you are also allowed to be held with complexity in that relationship, I think that it actually makes it like safer.